Alright, here we have Transformers, Age of the Primes, Rescue Bots, Heatwave. This is a repaint, remold of the Legacy bulkhead from Transformers Prime, so kind of ironic since Prime and Rescue Bots have that shared universe, the aligned continuity. I never got Bulkhead, so this is a case of a repaint that I'm actually happy to have, and I have Chase packed away. So in terms of the Rescue Bots, we need Blades and Boulder to complete the main team, and then we got Salvage and Blur for being the extra ones. Along with, the pirate ship. That's another rant for another day. For the main team, for the main four, we got Chase, we got Heatwave, so we're missing Boulder and Blades. So hopefully they come soon. He does have light piping. It's hard to tell. That's not really helping. Can kind of tell he has white piping. Let's look at the back. In terms of articulation, head can go around 360. It's on the ball joint. Arms are 360. Can do a T-pose. That's not supposed to happen yet. .90 degrees of bend. Wrist rotation. Waist rotation. Legs. Usual. Thigh swivel. And 90 degrees of bend at the knee, ankle tilt, and foot bend. And in terms of 5mm ports, I'll take this off for now. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Hands are 14, 16, 18. Nope, wait. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18, 20. 1. So 21 5mm ports for the weaponizers. He does have weapons, so he can hold the ladder as it's 5mm port. And he has his Energon weapon, so can do the pose. Just like in the show. The axe doesn't really work because it's such a tiny axe, but it is accurate. So one of the big issues with RC and Bulkhead from Transformers Prime Legacy figures, they didn't look like the actual Prime Universe figures. Versus Heatwave, his issue is that the abdomen area are his hands. His hands become this grill area in vehicle mode, so this should not be here. But to that end, I think it's better than bulkhead and RC. Chase robot mode looks like Chase in the show, at least as close as you can get. Chase's vehicle mode is more angular than the robotic, if that makes sense. So it's not perfect, unfortunately. And Chase had those exhaust pipes that did not show up in the show, if memory serves right. So Heatwave, this should not be here. Chase has exhaust pipes. Bulkhead does not look like bulkhead whatsoever, aside from the head. RC is close enough. So if you're trying to get screen accurate, no. But if you want something from the shows to represent a good figure, something that, because keep in mind, Rescue Bots is nostalgic because it's so old, but it never made posable figures due to it being a preschool show. So this is about as close as you can get. So now for the transformation. Take off the ladder, bring down, we'll unpeg the arms here, which is kind of scary. Bring up the chest. Bring down the head. Bring up this panel. Like so. And then bend the arms. Peg them in. And then you'll hear a loud click. And take this panel, tuck it in. So now you got the front of the fire truck done. And as you can see, the hands went in. These are the hands in vehicle mode. So now you want to bring this piece up, unpeg it, and accordion around. Now peg in here. Open up these panels, bring around the gas tank. Bring down the foot. Bend it at the knee. Peg that in. Peg it in here. Same thing with the other foot. So open up the panel, bring around the gas tank, close it, fold in the foot, bend, peg in, and then peg the legs together. Bring down the camera. And there is a basically completed fire truck. You just got the accessories to attach. So for the ladder, tuck in the peg, and then these slits will go here. And then these tabs will go into the feet. And then that tab will go here, just to rest. Doesn't really do anything, really. Flatten it out, make sure the wheels are touching, and you're essentially done. So, from here, yes, that looks like a fire truck, or a Rescue Bots fire truck. Maybe not necessarily a real-world fire truck, but that's a rant for another day. Back, you're missing a whole lot of stuff. You can peg these in right here. Position them however you want, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Robot mode is the winner in this case. The issue is that fire truck, I don't know what this is. And that's the problem, because with Bulkhead from Legacy, there was a big cover right here because it was a military truck. And you can see the pegs that would have gone into right here, or the ports. So overall, a good robot mode with articulation for Heatwave, considering the original toy line didn't have anything due to it being a preschool show. Albeit a very mature storyline, looking back on it. Vehicle mode, not really the best, only because of this back section. But it still works in my opinion. Not the best, but it works. Rolls, I think. Hides the robot kibble pretty good, actually. You can tell these are legs, but it does hide it. Yeah, I recommend it. I think it's a good figure. Just missing Boulder and Blades now. Actually, now that I think about it, Boulder might be a remold of one of the Constructicons, or repaint. So maybe we'll see him soon.